Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jez7780 with another What Grinds My Gears episode 35. PlayStation Now downloads and Xbox Live Paywall, and maybe a couple of other things. I don't know. I'm probably going to keep it short. This is an impromptu one, but just due to some news that just recently came out, I definitely wanted to come on here and definitely just say some things and some thoughts and things like that. I know last night I had a what's up, guys? How you doing? The chat room's filling up, but yeah, I did some posts on the Twitter, so I'm gonna probably just do some of those. But one of the big things that I came out, one of the big things I wanted to come on here and say, and it's things that some things I don't say that much, but I just want to say thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Xbox. Thank you, Phil Spencer. And thank you to Game Pass. And this is what we're talking about. Competition is good. Game Pass came on, I think March of last year. It was in beta. Came out. What's up, guys? How you doing? Alish, Cali Rex, Game Over, Stardust. What's up, man? Yep, that's what I'm going to be talking about. And Jay Harvey, what's up? And the finest, what's up? We've been chatting. So anyway, what I want to say is thank you to those guys. Microsoft, this is what competition does. And Game Pass came out last year. One of the big things was downloads, that you could play your games natively. Play them natively on the console. About 100 games. And that was a big deal. It was different because PlayStation Now, which came out I think in 2014, was only streaming, and the streaming has been 720p, 60 frames per second, hit or miss. I've been subscribed for about a year on it. You really need a Ethernet connection to it. It drops out sometimes with the wireless. I played sometimes. I beat a couple of games on there. I beat Everyone's Gone to Rapture and stuff like that. And now Game Pass has added, Xbox Game Pass has added on their own first-party games, and that's kind of the big deal that happened this year. And there's still about 100 games on there. But today, and this has been rumored, I think, a couple of months ago, and I've been kind of alluding to it. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or anything like that. I know I've been said in some chat rooms and things like that, but I was seeing how Sony was doing PlayStation Plus games and also doing PlayStation Now games. And the PlayStation Now games came out and they were from PlayStation Plus like a month ago. And it was sort of like, well, wait a second. If you subscribe to both of them, you're getting like the physical copy and you have the streaming copy from the service. Well, it was building up to this day. And it was rumored that today, Sony said, as of today, I've been trying to download, I've been checking my PlayStation Now app because I had the resubscription. I'm going to tell you this, another hint. So hold on, this. We got 15 people in here. Let me tell you something. PlayStation Now subscriptions, okay? Not a salesman. Nah, I like salesmen. I'm like a salesman. Anyway, right now they have it until the 25th. It's $100 for a year, $30 for 3 months, and $10 for the first month. But let me say something. Last year, I got it for $60 for a year on Amazon. So, it's just like how you shop around for PlayStation Now and Xbox Live. A hint to you guys in the chat. You heard it here. I'm a consumer first, so I always look for deals. We got to check Amazon. We're going to be heads up on Amazon. And I'm going to tell you to follow Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter. That's I forgot, it used to be the Wombat and Cheap ED. They have a good podcast too. But those guys, if you follow them on Twitter, they will tell you the deals when they show up. And it is a great group to follow, the Cheap Ass Gamer. Their website's incredible. You could find like prices of deals that fluctuate. And it's not a plug. They don't support me or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I use. But follow them, and then they'll tell when these kind of deals come out. But I found it through them. And I went to Amazon last year, I think, definitely during the holidays, and I got it for $60 and to download the code. So I reactivated my code today because it lapsed and I was waiting to see because I know that this promotion, the $100, was ending on September 25th, and I was like, they're gonna announce something because it's so weird that it's ending the end of September. And here you go. Today they announce it. PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 2 games, which they've been recently adding in the last 2 months, now could be natively downloaded to your PlayStation and played. If you download it on a Pro, whatever enhancements the game has, you can play the game with the enhancements. And any DLC you buy or anything like that, it's natively on there. Now, yes, it requires some, I think, a check-in. They didn't say specifically, but it'll have to connect to the online service to verify that you still have a PlayStation Now subscription and for those subscribed games. But it always added the games to your lineup anyway. Like when you apply them, like it will just add them up to your recently played lists. But what's up, Jay Gotham? How you doing? Yo, Joe Jeremiah, how you doing? And yeah, so the PlayStation Now, you could download PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 2 games. Now, a majority of PlayStation Now was all streaming, and a majority of it is PlayStation 3 games. Unfortunately, you cannot download those natively to the console. That will probably require emulator and stuff like that. That's what Xbox had. You know, they spent the investment to get the 360 emulated on the Xbox. So likewise with the Xbox original games being emulated natively on the Xbox. So that is definitely a plus for Xbox, backwards compatibility, which again, it's excellent that it does that. And it can enhance them as well running on the hardware. But unfortunately, due to the sins of the father, who's his name, Ken Kutaragi, and his cell processor, the PlayStation 3 with its backwards compatibility is a very complicated system. And as of now, Sony has not invested in any emulation for emulating the PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 4. And I think it's pretty interesting because they have taken PlayStation 3 games and remastered them somewhat, made them 1080p 60 or made them 1080p, added trophies to them. What's up, Life and Time? How you doing, man? Added trophies to them and stuff like that and updated them and put them on PlayStation 4. Now, also recently, over the last 6 months, Sony has taken the games of PlayStation 3 in the PlayStation Now library and have changed them and updated them to the PlayStation 4 versions, like Heavy Rain. So when they kind of updated the game to run on PlayStation 4, they removed the PlayStation 3 version from PlayStation Now, which now can make it that when it's a PlayStation 4 game, it could be downloaded. So I've been seeing them do that every month. They have a list of about 5-7 games that they always say upgraded from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. So they're moving that way forward, which it's exciting because now PlayStation Now is really my thing was a PlayStation Now, maybe because I wasn't fully invested in a PlayStation 3, but the library in PlayStation Now is 650 games. And it is like, I know it's a lot of PlayStation 3 games, but their library they've been adding 5 to 6 games a month, and a lot of them have been PlayStation 4 games pretty much this whole entire year. And I went through Wikipedia and counted them. I counted basically now 192 PlayStation 4 games, 12 PlayStation 2 games that work on the PlayStation 4 natively, and the rest of them would be, so probably the 2/3, the rest of them, the other 400 would be the PlayStation 3 games. And they're constantly updating the PlayStation 4. But still, you're talking about 192 with the 12. You're looking at just over 200 games that now can be downloaded. Now, there might be some restrictions. I don't know if it's every single one. I'll have to see when it comes up. But you're talking about over 200 games. That's double what Game Pass is giving you. Now, granted, without the sale price, it was $20 a month, which is a lot more, $240 a year. So, but with the $100 deal, you're talking, that is a great deal for $100. So, thank you, Jemiah. Hit that like button. But anyway, so now we come to the part where we start comparing apples to apples, right? So, I just tweeted out. So anyway, I'm saying now you look at value, you're looking at it at PlayStation Now it has about double the games than Xbox Game Pass, right? Now the big caveat here is that Xbox has new games, their first party games, which I think this move from Sony right now with native downloading of PlayStation Now kind of puts the foot on Microsoft's throat and puts more pressure on them now to deliver new content in Xbox Game Pass, because technically that is really the major difference. Now, they have different libraries, and Sony does fill PlayStation Now up with a lot of unique games and games like some indie games. They have a lot of some of their exclusive games. A lot of their exclusive games have been in there, especially if you look at PlayStation 3 ones. But when you look at the value of the two of them, now Microsoft has pressure to put up. What's up, Daniel B? How you doing? And Blue, what's up? Putting those games on Microsoft now to say, now, guess what? It's your move, because now Game Pass, the biggest difference is the new content. And for me, as I said a bunch of times on this show, the new content is what excites me about Game Pass. And unfortunately, that's the stuff that's really lacking. So when people say Game Pass is an amazing value, to me, who had Xbox for so long, all those games in Xbox really don't appeal to me, because they're 360 games that I played before, and Xbox exclusive games or whatever games that I played in the past, Master Chief Collection, Gears of War, all those games that they put in there. It's the new games, the Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Crackdown, whenever that comes out. Forza now is the only decent ass game that's probably going to go in there in Game Pass day one. That is going to be like, oh, okay, it's valued. And I'll probably sign up for the month or two, play Forza, and move on. Which I don't know if that's the model that they want, but it's kind of the model that guys, like, gamers are smart. They're smart people. Like, when you say to consumer, a gamer is going to do whatever they can do to either, we're not cheaters, but we kind of always look for the pattern or look for the answer. At least I do, and I know a lot of gamers do this. Because when you come with a puzzle, you always want to try to solve a solution. So if Microsoft is giving you these kind of outs where you could just pay $10, play what you want of the new game, and then step away, it's put more pressure on them to really make that game engaging. And I don't think they have been doing a great job. I don't think Sea of Thieves, we still look at MPDs, and you look at Sea of Thieves, it has fallen off the total radar. Like, that game is not holding life like a GTA. Hell, because GTA with its service base, GTA Online is carrying GTA, and nothing's going to come close to it. But that's a service game, because they keep injecting content into that game, and it keeps people engaged, so that thing keeps selling. Sea of Thieves dropped off from the top all the way to the bottom, like off the charts. So you're not, even when DLC comes out, you're not seeing Sea of Thieves show up higher or anything like that. Like, it's off. Like, I don't know where the hell it is. So I don't know if that's the best model that they have, or the content that they're providing is even engaging to get people on. Same thing with State of Decay 2, like the DLC, that Horde mode. You would think you would see bumps. Exactly, Jemiah. The Kraken is on IR. Yeah. His tentacles are taking a rest. I think he was tired from hanging out of the water. I put a mean tweet out there, so I deleted it. But I'll just tell you guys here, special. You heard it here first. But the gif of them all waving, saying thank you for 6 months, I was like, I feel like they're trolling the Kraken, because they're just a bunch of hands waving in the air. I was laughing my ass off. I thought it was funny as hell. And then I posted it, and I was like, it is kind of mean. I was like, I'll delete it. I'm a nice guy. I don't want to mess. I don't want to mess with the devs. I know they all work. It's somebody's job, But man, them just waving with all their hands in there. I'm like, is that the fucking Kraken? Like, are you trolling Kraken? And the Kraken's still out. Yeah, the Kraken has been the biggest joke of the year, man. I don't shit, man. And they still, he's out for performance issues. He's taking a rest. His arms need a rest. They're gonna build his body. He's coming back evolved, I think I heard. But fuck, man, I was laughing my ass off. But the thing is like the content that they're driving for that game, they delayed the one that's coming out the Volcano Islands, shit like that. But it's up to them now to really show the value of Game Pass in their new content, which we all know is the shit that's lacking. It's the shit that they don't have. Like the new Crackdown, quote unquote, February. Oh, I don't know. You think? You think? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Crackdown February. Ori somewhere. Ori's gonna be in Game Pass? I don't think they said that. They just said they're releasing it. We'll see. I think Ashen's supposed to be there. You know what, man? It's a crapshoot. But Sony now has come back with this PlayStation Now downloads, and this is just another response to the competition. And this is competition. And the thing is that Sony isn't letting up. This time of year, man, Connect was all about. They were Connect and the casual gamers and all this other stuff. Sony is not letting up. They want this shit and they're going to kill it. They're not letting up. They didn't have to do this with PlayStation Now. Like, and I'm not saying, oh, yay for them to make us spend money, but they keep adding. And you cannot, I just cannot believe the amount of shit they keep on pushing and responding directly to Xbox, keeping their foot on the gas and keeping their feet on their neck. They can't even, and you know what? They know that. That's why they're doing this exclusive push, because they know their competition doesn't have it. That's why they highlight all their exclusives, the games that you can't get anywhere else. That was their whole strategy. That's their whole mantra right now, because they know Xbox cannot compete. And it's not just this month, this year, or it was last year, this year. Who knows next year? If Crackdown gets delayed again, or who the hell knows? But you're right. Game over HD. Game over HD. Exactly. There's no, and this doesn't even go into how Xbox has basically, Microsoft has basically evolved from the console and kind of bringing their games and their features to the computer, to PC, and to other platforms. Cracking down. Kraken's going to show up as a fucking exclusive character for Crackdown 3. It's fucking tentacles. He's going to be a boss fight. But it's just like they just have not really delivered on those games, and they have not delivered. And basically Sony's just pointing out their weakness. You point out your competition's weakness. And now with this one, they responded with this PlayStation Now downloads. I'm going to see how it works. I wanted to see how it works, but it looks like there's a little download button right next to it. But it's just another feather in the cap. Just another one. And while Microsoft was going all in on Game Pass, Sony just said, well, here's a 650 game library of our whole legacy from PlayStation 2. It's only a few games on PlayStation 2 and a bunch of games. And there's 200 games that you could download from PlayStation 4 and stuff, and they're constantly updating them. But there's a lot, like there's Soma's PlayStation 4 download. Everyone's gone to Rapture, Lords of the Fallen, Knack, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Saints Row, Beyond Two Souls, Brothers, the Limbo, Broken Age, Vanishing of Eden Card. I got to play that. Dead, and then there's just there's a lot. There's tons of games to go through. They got all the God of Wars on streaming. Like, I know, like for streaming and stuff like that, but they got every single one. I always was impressed with the library. Like, I always was impressed in the library. And maybe if I was all in PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2, maybe I wouldn't be so impressed as, how I feel probably about the Xbox One. But again, the amount of games in here, if you do include streaming, if you want to co-download games, we're talking 200 about. But if you talk about streaming and all the games in this library, you're talking about, they said 650 games. 650 games over the 110 or so that Microsoft allows you to play. Yeah, man. And it's going to be tough. This is going to be a little bit of a battle for them. But I'm going to go into the big difference. The big difference between these two services. And if you listen to my show, the previous one right before here, Nostradamus, because I know it's a problem. I used to work in electronics. I know, like, the consumer. Like, I'm a consumer myself. But I know how a person thinks when I was selling stuff to people. When I said it yesterday around the 47-minute mark, I said, when somebody buys a console, they're packaging Game Pass with this stuff, right? You just buy Game Pass and an Xbox. There are games, and here I'm going to let me get to the thing. There are games in Xbox Game Pass, such as Master Chief Collection, such as Gears of War, such as Sea of Thieves, for the biggest culprit, that require Xbox Live. So when you sign up for Game Pass and go online and go and say, hey, yo, I'm going to, hey, mom, dad, I'm going to go play these games, Sea of Thieves. Well, if you don't have Xbox Live, Sea of Thieves is dead to you. You can't play. Now, if you want to play, that's the question. You want to hear what all the Kraken's about. You jump on, right? Well, let me share my thing. So, and I said it yesterday. So, the mom is going to, the parent is going to be, hey, I signed you up for Game Pass. What do you mean you can't play these games? Well, Sea of Thieves doesn't let me log on. Oh, and I want to play Halo. I want to play online. I need Xbox Live. And I said that this is confusing. This is why Microsoft really needs to combine the two services, because you're not all good if you just buy Game Pass. These games require another subscription. And they have it right here in the fine print. Xbox Gold membership sold separately required for some games and online multiplayer on Xbox One. And the double asterisk, Sea of Thieves also requires Xbox Live Gold to play, sold separately. So just by signing for Game Pass, you're not all good. You're getting half the games. Some games don't even function. I would love to know how Forza Horizon. Have fun. I hope the seasons change for you, because you're not going to be on Xbox Live if you just sign up to pay for Game Pass without an active Xbox Live membership. I don't know how the seasons change. I guess it will still connect to the online service. Who knows? But with Microsoft focusing on these online games, these online service-based games, it's kind of contradicting when you throw it in Game Pass, but then you require people to sign up for another subscription. It's another fucking shaft. So when you the games that you're providing, the new games, have all this online content, all this online DLC service, and that's part of the service, right? You're paying for one service in order to pay for another service. It needs to be combined. And I was like, that's confusing. I wasn't comparing it to anybody. But then PlayStation comes out and hits a little reminder that I didn't even know about. I completely forgot about this stuff. They said it right here in their post about PlayStation Now. And now it carries over to your downloaded games. And remember, you do not need a PlayStation Plus membership for online multiplayer for games on PlayStation Now. This stays the same for both streaming and downloaded games. Killzone Shadowfall, if you want to play it online. That game does not require PlayStation Plus. And then I can't see what other of the 200 games that require online. But there's even games from the PlayStation 3 era. But that you'll have to do streaming, but you don't need PlayStation Plus. So you're good with just buying a PlayStation and signing up for PlayStation Plus. You'll get 192 games. PlayStation Now, I mean. You'll get 192 games and more every month. You'll get the PlayStation 2 games, and you'll get the streaming of the PlayStation 3 games. But all those games have functional online play. You do not have to buy an additional membership to experience those games. That is a complete opposite of what Microsoft is doing. Complete. It supports DLC, microtransactions, and add-ons. And that's the same. But not requiring. And you know what? We come back to this again. We come back to this again. This Xbox Live paywall. I am not here to say, oh, online multiplayer should be free. We've been paying for it. Xbox introduced it. They corrupted everybody. PlayStation added it. And now Nintendo has added it, right? Nintendo's added their online fucking thing, which is 2 shows ago, if you want to hear my fucking Nintendo rant. But we are at this point right now where you got to start measuring up these services. And Xbox has basically just said, yo, low-key Xbox Live, you guys are going to pay for it. They removed the paywall for Netflix and shit. But Microsoft really needs to evaluate it because now they are the only online service that requires for free-to-play games such as Fortnite, such as Warframe, those games, a World of Tanks, which is exclusive to them, an Xbox Live subscription, a paid Xbox Live subscription. And Nintendo has committed they will not require their NES online service for free-to-play games such as Fortnite. And Sony has not allowed this since day one. So right now, Microsoft is the only one that's charging for free-to-play games. Now, I've heard arguments saying, well, who's buying a console and not subscribing to the online service? You're going to play Call of Duty, so you're going to have that Xbox Live subscription anyway. And you may be right. You're not going to subscribe. You're not going to just buy an online console or a console and not do it. But there's probably a lot more people out there, and I bet you people that don't like to subscribe to shit and want to see how much they can get for free before they're pushed. And I bet you it's a lot of parents with a lot of kids, and especially with this bullshit with family plans and who accounts and all this other bullshit. Oh, you got to buy a family account, which is $15 more. Oh, you can only play on one PlayStation or one Xbox with one active account. But he wants to play his game. He wants, oh, let me go buy another account. Trust me. Not everybody wants the descriptions. And it is a big factor. Like, yo, buy this account and play a bunch of games day one online without any investing any other subscription money. Where Xbox, it's like, no, here, you should buy an Xbox Live Game Pass, Xbox Live Gold, because you can't do fucking shit online without subscribing. And you're right, Jemiah, I just saw a thing about Cuphead. Yeah, you're right, Cuphead. Cuphead survived because of Steam. I think, yeah. Cuphead would have been okay sale-wise if it was on Xbox. But Steam is where it blew up, of course. And we're talking about this paywall. This Xbox Live paywall. And the problem that Microsoft has, in addition, that Sony and Nintendo do not have, is that not only are they the only ones that require on the console for free-to-play games, and now for Game Pass games. They always had it for Game Pass games. But they also allow all their services to be utilized on the PC. Party chat, game invites. Even you could do party chat on Android phones, on iOS phones. You could use all the features that they're paying for on Xbox consoles for free. I have not renewed my Xbox Live since February of this year. I have still played shit Sea of Thieves. I was done with that. State of Decay 2. And I'll be playing Forza Horizon for no online. I have chat. I have screenshots. I got everything that they... maybe I don't have looking for group, which is another feature that Microsoft just threw out there, and I haven't heard that much about it anymore. People really use it sometimes. It's all right. But it's free. So, and nobody... I just don't understand how nobody in the fucking gaming media has took their fucking microphone, shoved it right into Phil fucking Spencer's face, and said, why do the people on Xbox console pay for Xbox Live and it's free on your Windows 10 store? If your mantra and every time you open up your fucking flap is about reaching so many gamers, oh my God, I gotta touch everybody. Touch, 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 touch. 2 billion people. Blah, 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 blah. 2 billion. And you got restrictive practices with Xbox Live paywalls on your console, and it's free fucking everywhere else. Nintendo Switch fans, you could go play Microsoft Xbox Live for free on your Switch if you're playing Minecraft. They're playing on Xbox servers, Azure my ass, and all that other good ass shit for free. Meanwhile, your Xbox brethren on the console are paying out the ass for everything. And for what? For what? So you have the privilege to play on their console? And they given the same games, same feature sets, same chat, everything on their Windows 10 store with their Xbox app. And people will say, oh, but it's always free on PC. They tried charging people with games for Windows and all that other bullshit. They tried Xbox Live on PC. They learned that nobody wanted to pay for it. But the problem is if you want to open up your doors and you want to go and step into the unknown land of PC, or you want to go step into that world, you better come strapped. Because there's a lot of opposing and a lot of conflicting ideas between the console owner and a fucking PC owner. As I always said, they're two different markets, but Microsoft wanted to poke their fucking Weasley little head on PC and go, oh, we want to try to tap into you guys because the Xbox is not selling for a fucking shit. So let's make our shit look bigger. Let's poof our feathers up. Let's look bigger than what we are. We're sitting here with a fucking number 3 console that's getting its ass beat. Let's puff our feathers and throw in the PC people with us. Oh, and let's throw those fucking Android guys. Oh, and those Nintendo Switch guys. Let's get everybody in here so we look, so Aaron Greenberg could take his fucking ass and say we got 5 million people. So everybody goes, yeah, oh, Microsoft's good. They're good. They're growing. The company's fucking fine. Xbox is a fucking travesty right now. I watched that thing on Digital Foundry. They revisited the 360 launch. I watched that and watched the commentary with Peter Moore, with I forgot the Jay Allard sitting there just showing the blades, showing the Xbox 360 interface. And I was like, those fucking guys fought tooth and nail, blood and sweat to establish this console as a serious competitor to already a competing market between two Japanese giants. And they tried to validate why a computer company, a computer software company, was going to get involved in the gaming console business. All to know, we come back here in 2018 and they have fucking weaseled out of the console business and trying to throw PC bullshit and doing that and trying to look bigger than what they are. And not taking care of their core and worrying about 2 billion people globally. Yeah, go make a fucking game for 2 billion people and tell me how it turns out. What are you going to make, fucking Pong? What are you going to make? Candy Crush? That's the game that you're going to use to penetrate the market? You're going to remove progression out of games because you want to make sure they're accessible? Is that what you want to do? Let's take out progression. Let's take out the fucking progression out of Sea of Thieves so Johnny next year could boot up Sea of Thieves and feel like he's not behind. Let's make it nice and easy. And that's the thing. And Sony's not letting up. The biggest thing that Sony can do to fuck it up the next generation is not support this whole library on the PlayStation 5, which I do not think they're going to do, because everything kind of leads to them keeping this momentum into the next generation and making the PlayStation 5. But if they don't, then they open up the doors an opportunity for competition. Microsoft has already committed, saying everything's going to work everywhere, everything, yay, kumbaya. But they have too many caveats. They should have focused on the console and focused on getting the core back. And I'm not talking about having fucking Xbox Fan Fest. All right? Let's go give them jerseys and let them jerk off all over the fucking stage when we tell them they're important to us. That's not addressing your core. You got to give them fucking games. And I said, you saw the sales of Spider-Man, 3.3 million in 3 days. USA Today posted that shit. A huge gaming media coverage. USA Today posted that. All right? It wasn't Aaron Greenberg, a Sony Greenberg, coming on and going, we sold 3 million. Or 500 million web bombs were shot. Or, we like to thank Spider-Man players that he has navigated 25,000 miles of New York City. He has swung. We had 4 billion players swinging Spider-Man across the. Like, there's no fucking bullshit. It was 3.3 million games sold in 3 days. No fucking bullshit. How many web bombs? How many fucking web smacks they gave him? No. No. How many times he's punched fucking Rhino? No. It was 3.3 million sold. USA Today. There you go. You make an amazing game. The gamers will buy it. And that's not including the Pro bundle. But you make it an amazing game. The gamers will buy it. The business will be successful. It's that easy. You give us 68 Metacritic, piece of shit Sea of Thieves because it doesn't have enough content. It falls off the radar like a fucking anchor. Goodbye. Add fucking volcanoes. Who gives a shit? What, the 1,000 people still sticking around? Wearing fucking pirate hats and streaming? Good job. You're a pirate. Congratulations. There's people that play it. Enjoy. I don't give a fuck. That's not the mass market. That's not that 2 billion people. It's a bunch of people that want to be fucking pirates for Halloween. They have Sea of Thieves. So you're sitting here going, how do we reach out 2 billion people? You know how you do it? By going to your studios, kicking down the fucking door, and going, let me see your game. You need to make the best game possible. I'm going to leave you to it. I'll be back next week. Let me see your game. No. That's what you need to do. You need to ensure quality in your studios, in your games. I see it with Forza Horizon, but you cannot keep doing a quality racer and that's everything else is fucking shit. And you got a quality racer going on. No, man. You need to step it up. And it's not about services. It's not about cloud. It's not about the subscriptions. It's not about this. Just make a great game. Because, see, this PlayStation Now thing, this is wonderful. It's an excellent, but this is not, I'm not saying, oh shit, let me take all my games and throw them away because I got PlayStation Now. No, it's just another thing. And we're going to go to another things. Before I sign off, I'm going to be like, you got God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn you had Detroit Become Human, you had Ni no Kuni 2, you had what? Dragon Quest 11, Persona, Neo, Hellblade before everybody else. And then, wait a second, second tier shit. Call of Duty Blackout. Everybody's hyped out about it. Well, guess what? Here's a reminder, everybody. 7 days before everybody else, you get all the content a week before Xbox. Another exclusive content, online content for Red Dead Redemption, only on PlayStation. Another one. Here's your PlayStation 1. We're going to give you some of those old PlayStation games. You're going to go buy the system. We saw the success of the NES Classic. We saw the success of the Super NES Classic. Here you go. Happy holiday. December 3rd. There was no fucking conference. There was no Inside Xbox. Major Nelson with a white gloves showing the Sony PlayStation Slim. Oh, his Slim. No. There wasn't like Sean Layden with white gloves wiping his ass and going like, yo, look at this PlayStation 1 unboxing. No, but Major Nelson yesterday had a fucking podcast to unbox the white Elite controller. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Let's stream on Mixer. Watch me unbox the same controller that we sold 3 years ago, but it's white. Holy shit. He streamed it. What's up, Chief? Like, so he's like, yeah, here's PlayStation. Here's a PlayStation, and sold out, and it's like it's sold. The people came, and now they're buying. I think Best Buy is now for $120 or something like that. Third party already, man, and that's coming out December. There was no like, oh, stay tuned, 2019. No, 2 months. 2 months. Here we go. Let's go. On top of everything else, on the cusp of 3.3 million Spider-Man, it is a runaway train. It is a runaway train. And Microsoft needs to evaluate their system. They need to evaluate their policies. And they need to evaluate the quality of games that they're coming out with. They really need to. And the studios that they bought and the one that they're building in Santa Monica, hooray for them. But that shit, man, it's going to take time. They're putting fucking electricity in those studios right now. Exactly. Game Over says PlayStation Now is good for the people that want it. It's cool. But I didn't buy a console for services. I knew third-party, second-party, and first-party games exactly will be on this console. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, it is just another feather in the cap. And it's a response to the native downloads of that. They saw the native downloads last year. They're like, you know what? We need to have that work. Let's stop putting PlayStation 4. Because remember, PlayStation 4 games weren't in here until late last year. And I think since Game Pass was announced, the PlayStation had said, let's put more PlayStation 4 games to PlayStation Now. And then they recently added PlayStation 2 games. But it's just a big slap. And it's like, you know what? Your move now, Microsoft. And they're like, oh, here's Horizon. Okay, great. Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon, Forza Horizon, great. What's next? You know, you're paying a subscription. And this is always my problem with the subscription and Microsoft's first party. It's like, it's not dependable right now. So if you sign up for a year, you're expecting Crackdown and Ori and Gears. Well, they get delayed again. I don't know why. Why are you getting message retracted? I don't know why Wilkins' message is getting retracted. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe he's deleting them. But, yeah, so it's just the thing is that they have done, they got to reevaluate themselves. And this is when, during this time, Sony was making Last of Us. Near the end of the generation, the stuff that Sony's doing now is guaranteeing them to dominate next generation. And that's the thing. And you're right, Ant Money. Days Gone, they just showed some more stuff on it. It looks even better. And they're still, that game has more news That game's coming out in February. Guess what else is coming out in February? Crackdown 3, right? Shit. You know everything about Days Gone. They had a Game Informer coverage during E3. They showed it again. It's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be good. Because guess what? The quality. Oh, my God. Jemiah, The Last of Us 2, that's the only thing that might beat Spider-Man and God of War. And the thing is, you got to look at, these are console exclusive games. They're not taking PC players and adding them to the Spider-Man numbers. They're not taking Switch players and adding them to the Spider-Man numbers. This is on one platform. One platform. This is not when they say Sea of Thieves is seeing 5 million people. You're talking, oh, yeah, well, we got the people on the PC and we got the people on Xbox. Combine them all together. There's like 5 billion people on PC, like 5 million or whatever the hell. There's tons of people on PC. This is on one platform, dudes. One platform. Like, you can't make it up. Like, this is the shit. And Phil Spencer running around shitting on single player games, and also shitting on, and also, you know, booty, talking out his booty. Going like, we like for one single player games, but it's really about the multiplayer. It's really about these service games, you know, like Minecraft, the only game they talk fucking about. Yeah, exactly. Didn't include any of the bundles, trunks. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Like, they have not, like, this is not combining people. This is not combining it. And they said that first party single. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and the way you even say like Detroit Become Human and Spider-Man, all no loot crates, no services, no, we're gonna update this to add these features. Nah. These things came out and worked and sold tons. I don't know about Detroit. Detroit did okay well, but I'm just saying with those things. Yeah, I know, Jemiah. Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about Crackdown 3, if it's not a VGAs, you know what? Either they have an event for it. If they take that game and just try to throw it inside Xbox and just have it come out in Game Pass, I think Game Pass now has become the excuse. That's the thing. Game Pass, I feel like, could be a dumping ground for mediocre titles to grow up, almost like what their preview program is. And you heard how I felt about that preview program. That PUBG was that was a lie, a bold-faced lie, slap in the face, marketing bullshit, what they did with PUBG. That game was not ready. It was not fair. It didn't have a demo, a trial to evaluate how that game's going. It had 19 updates. They released the game in September 4th, physical release as well, and then they say we're going to downgrade it for performance issues. 19 updates it had, and a hashtag fix PUBG, and they released it. And during that time of those 19 updates, they bundled it with their premier console, and they bundled it with the S. And that was the only bundles that I saw all throughout the year. And who the hell knows what's going on with Crackdown? But the thing is that they need to evaluate everything. Sony has now just responded back to Microsoft and now Game Pass, and the battle of the subscriptions is on. And Microsoft right now shows on you right now to provide first-party exclusive new content, which you've been asking for 2 years right now. And now you put it in your Game Pass, you just put yourselves in a hole. Because now you've added a $10 try it and buy it, try it model. And you have your PC people playing it for free online. You're building your bed. You're going to sleep in it. And you're making it complicated. Sony's making it simple. And that's where we go back to 2013, talking all this crazy shit and all this stuff. And Sony's like, this is how you do it. Share your games and done. And Microsoft was like, humana. And now you're like, well, you could stream it, you could buy it on PC. Sometimes it's shared play, sometimes it's not shared play, sometimes it's a cross buy, sometimes it's a play anywhere. Oh, you get it on Game Pass. Oh, this game does work on Game Pass, but you could get it on Xbox. You can play it on Xbox, but you need an Xbox Live Gold subscription if you want to play online certain those games. But then you don't need that subscription if you're going to play it on the PC. And blah 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 blah. And people go, shut the fuck up. I just want to play this great game. And that's what people did. Shut the fuck up. Give me my Spider-Man. I'm going to go. I'm off. 3.3 million. Done. No huminas. No nothing. Just done. Make a great game. People will come. Talk bullshit. You get bullshit back. 5 million people, chicken dinners. Okay, good job. Eat them up. But anyway, this has been your boy, Jez77. And to my fellow grinders out there, thank you so much for coming out. I know this was an impromptu little episode, but I want to thank you all for coming out. I definitely wanted to share that news and my opinion on that. I think, it's great. And this is what competition does. And obviously one person's competing and the other one's just trying to survive. And we'll see what happens. So I want to thank you, everybody, for coming out. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.